Hi, I'm Ira Spector, and I'm delighted to be coming to you via video today. I've been a drug developer for over 25 years, and I've had the good fortune to work on 33 approved NDAs and 12 medical devices. I've worked on drugs that you probably have heard of, like Prevnar 13, Enbrel, Restasis, Botox for overactive bladder, Botox for chronic migraine, Effexor, Rapamune, and many others. But I've never seen anything like the technology that's underpinning SFA Therapeutics. And I hope in the next 10 minutes you'll share my passion for what we're doing. SFA has a fundamental new way of treating inflammatory disease. And inflammation's been implicated in as many as 60 different diseases. So this is fundamental in a platform, but with application. Our first reduction to practice is in humans in psoriasis. I'm going to share some of that data in a few minutes. And in a mouse model where all the mice develop hepatitis B and then liver cancer, we've shown a 50% reduction. So really significant data. We are only going after markets with clear unmet market needs. This is a fast development program. This is not about 9 or 10 years. This is about 3 years, and then we license a phase 3 ready asset to a strategic partner. And we have competitive advantages in safety and cost. These molecules came from within the human body. They've been in us for eons, and they have a very high safety profile compared with drugs that come from a chemical library. I have, in addition to my time, my reputation, my own money in this company. I've invested over $125,000, and I've made commitments for up to $250,000. And I hope you'll share in 10 minutes the potential for significant return. So first of all, why psoriasis? Psoriasis is an autoimmune inflammatory disease, and it's a terrific model if you want to show that you have a drug that works in this area, because it's visual. You don't have to develop biomarkers. The endpoints are very well defined. It's a great test case. And like the Enbrel pathway, if you win in psoriasis, you're going to win in rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and almost 8 or 9 other indications. So pretty exciting place to work. I should remind you that psoriasis affects 2.5% of the population in the Western world. It's a $14 billion market, which is why you see 9 or 10 ads every night on TV. Have you been to a country where you may have been exposed to TB, etc.? That's real. Those drugs are immunosuppressants. They leave the body open to susceptible infection. And I was there when we had the first 4 cases of leukemia and the first 4 cases of TB come in with Enbrel. Patients are terrified of those drugs. Physicians don't like them because of their complexity. By the way, there's a stigma associated socially with psoriasis. Patients are afraid to go out in the open. Dermatologists have told us the market is probably a third larger than it is on paper. And so patients don't like it, payers don't like the cost, physicians don't like it. This is clearly an unmet need that we're going to fill with our product. So when I first approached the inventors, I said, show me that this works in humans. I've seen a lot of things that worked in animals and then failed in human trials. So they ran a very small preliminary trial, 30 days on treatment, wash out from your old drug, 30 days on treatment, and 30 days of follow-up. 5 subjects, no safety issues were seen, and the data were so promising they led me to invest in the company. Now we can share all the data with you if we go into due diligence, but let me just share one subject's data. This is before and after 2 forms of moderate to severe psoriasis. Pretty impressive data for a very short period of time of treatment. This is an oral drug, twice a day. No side effects were seen, small molecules, low cost of goods, no cold chain. And we can combine this with existing drugs to reduce the toxicity of those drugs and extend their patent life, which is something we've filed patents on. Why does this work? Our conceptual framework is that a virus or infection of some sort damages in the cell something called NF-kappa beta, which regulates inflammatory response. That leads to autoimmune diseases like psoriasis or lupus. It leads to damage to tissue like cirrhosis in the liver, and certain cancers are also associated, like lymphomas and leukemias, with elevated NF-kappa beta. We aim to disrupt this entire process, to break it with our treatment. And by the way, we've shared this framework with one of the major strategics, and they said we are absolutely on the right path. So we licensed this technology from Temple. We understand the mechanism of action, we understand the safety, the toxicology, we understand the dose. We filed composition of matter patents, formulation patents, method of action patents, and we filed in multiple diseases. So there's still a very big unmet need in psoriasis. These are all the drugs you see on TV and the pathways they work in. The ones on the top are immunosuppressants. They leave the body open and susceptible to opportunistic infections and other diseases, and patients develop antibodies, so they have to stop being on treatment. In fact, no one can be on treatment on any of these for more than 5 years, and for some patients it's only a couple of months. And the only other oral than us is Otezla, which causes massive diarrhea and nausea. Celgene just took a major write-down because of it. Our drug works, our mechanism of action, because we also reduce TNF-alpha, but we immunomodulate. We return to normal levels. We do not immunosuppress. That makes us safer, but still efficacious. If we are at least as good as Otezla, and we've had some dermatologists tell us that, that's a $60,000 a year product. If we're at least as good as the monoclonal antibodies, that's a $20,000 to $30,000 a year product. That gives us a very high pricing in psoriasis, which then sets the tone for all of our future platform products. We could have gone after certain rare diseases, but that would have been 9 years instead of 3 years, so that's why we chose this model first. How are we going to get there? We have what we call our 3+2 strategy. 3 years of development, $2 million in a lean development program to show phase 2A proof of concept. We're already going to the FDA with our preclinical IND package, asking for a Type B meeting to discuss going after patients who cannot tolerate monoclonal antibodies and asking for a fast track designation. And so the idea is at the end of 2019 to be able to exit, or 2020 to exit in psoriasis. If we need more time, and I'm a realist, I've run many trials, of course, then we have contingencies and ways of protecting the investor to get there. Now, who are we? Mark Feidelson and Ala Arzermanian are world-class. Mark in liver disease, Ala in the GI microbiome. David Coonan is ex-FDA, he's our regulatory expert. Chris Gallen is a trial design expert who's worked on thousands of trials. We're just about to conclude a deal with a chief medical officer, and we have 20 experts in every field of drug development standing by and helping us in a virtual model. We'll bring on staff as we need them, as the funds are available, but we're being lean with your money. So the $2.5 million is to take us through our phase 2A proof of concept trial. If we need more money, there could be an A2, and we would protect our initial investors with warrants. That's to take us to a phase 3 ready asset exit of $50 to $100 million. As an example, Taltz was developed by Incyte in Wilmington, Delaware, and then sold to Lilly for $90 million. So it's that type of a deal, but that's just in psoriasis. If a strategic is interested in our platform, then we're probably talking a multiple of 6 times or more to acquire the entire platform. I should mention that we've got some major inflection points coming. Our FDA preclinical meeting will be in April. We've accelerated our patents. We should be getting a readout from the US Patent Office also in April, and we have over $1 million in non-dilutive grant funding that we've applied for to help assist in our development program. So why invest in SFA? Fundamental new technology in inflammation, initial signals that are very strong in humans and psoriasis and in a validated animal model in liver disease, clear unmet market needs, a fast 3-year type of development program, competitive advantages in both the safety of our molecules and the cost of our molecules. In addition to my experience, my time, my reputation, my money, you have a very experienced team. I brought in world-class people to assist us in every aspect of drug development. And in addition to the financial return, I hope you'll share with us in this journey that this is also an opportunity to do something really significant to treat patients who are currently undertreated with existing therapies. So I ask you to please join us in our journey to help reduce the symptoms of inflammatory diseases with SFA Therapeutics. Thank Thank you very much.